10 minutes?
10 minutes?
10 minutes?
Okay. We'll just sit here?
Okay, just sit here.
Do I,
No,
a microphone?
yeah, don't need a microphone.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Maybe now. Today I want to talk about some energy internet.
So, just tell me who am I speaking to? You're with what media?
You mean my company?
Yeah.
This company, Renjian APP. Yes. I'm a journalist focused on the energy area.
And what will happen to this? Where is this going to be shown?
It will be shown on our APP and also our website.
Okay.
Maybe I will send you the link.
Okay. All right.
To you. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Are we ready?
我们开始了哈。
Okay. So we're in 10 minutes. All right.
Okay. Let's start. Today our topic is focused on energy, internet, and finance. First, I want to ask you that how internet can be connected with energy. So, I mean, what's the relationship among innovation, internet, and energy? The three things.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the internet requires energy to run. The worldwide internet consumes 5% of the total energy that we generate on Earth. Secondly, that internet can also be used to smartly control the use of the energy in the rest of the economy. It can make it more efficient. It can make it more distributed. It can make it more cheap. So by adding information to energy, we can control it. And that's what the Internet of Energy is about.
And also I want to know, so how internet can be connected with finance? I mean, what our future will be changed by internet financial networking?
Mm-hmm. Well, money is really a form of communication. So we think of money as being something that's valuable and precious. It's that too, like gold. But it's also a kind of communication that when I give you money, I'm really communicating something to you, and when you give me back the product, there's a communication. So money is a form of communication, and any form of communication can flow over the internet. So the internet can transmit money just as well as it can transmit information.
Okay, and also we know that talking about energy area, we know that the barrier to entry into this area is very high, but there are many innovative companies have been established in China. So I want to know, how do you think of this phenomenon? I mean, there are many innovative small companies have been established in China. So how do you view your viewpoint
about the small companies?
Yeah.
The innovation companies? Well, there's several things to say about small companies. One is that on average, most small startups don't succeed. There's a very high failure rate. That's normal. That's true in the US, it's true in Europe, it's true anywhere. So there will be lots of failures in China. Part of what you want in a startup culture is you want to accept those failures as necessary and good education. It's not to be penalized. It's not to be punished. It's something to be encouraged. You want to make a failure and learn something and do it again. So that's one thing I would say, is that there'll be lots of failures, but that's okay. The second thing about the startups is that they will often, the ones that do succeed can often be the disruptors of the established companies. And they will often come from outside of the industry that they are going to disrupt. And so I think it's very healthy, and I'm very encouraged by the startups I see in China. I think that's really good news.
And we know that these startups, many of them don't have a background. I mean, they don't have much more money, and
Right.
they don't have the governmental resources. So how can they compete with the big firms?
Right, because they don't have any money, because they don't have any resources, they are forced to invent the solution. The big companies have lots of money, lots of resources, so they want to buy. They want to buy a solution. Whereas the startups don't have any money, they can't buy them, they have to actually invent them. So their advantage they have over the big companies is that they are forced to invent, and they can be a lot more creative than a big company can.
Okay, so in the energy areas, we know that many small companies, they don't have even don't have the technology things. Many of the founders come from internet companies, and they want to do the innovation in the energy area. So how can they succeed? I mean, they will come from internet companies, and they don't have the background of the technology, and they want to be success. So how can they?
Can you give me an example?
For example, an internet company want to make an electric vehicle.
Yeah, right.
But they don't have the founder.
You mean like Tencent wants to make a car? Right. So, well, first of all, they can hire people who have experience, who have knowledge. That's what Apple is making a car. Elon Musk, when he started Tesla, he was from PayPal. He was from the internet. You just hire some engineers who know about cars. That's not difficult to do. The second thing is that the fact that you don't have any background is an advantage, because you don't know what's impossible. You can come up with different ideas that are new, and you're not blinded by what everybody knows. So it's an advantage.
Okay, you mean this is their advantage?
Yes.
Among these, so between the big companies and the small companies, I mean the car making area. So what do you think? Which one will make a big success?
Which one? What?
Which one will be successful? I mean, between the small companies and the big companies in the electric vehicle areas.
Right. On average,
yeah,
most small companies fail. So on average, the startups will fail.
Okay.
But the ones that succeed can be even more successful than the established players.
So at last, I want to know, do you think the small startups in the energy area are the main power to repair the fog and haze in China? The main power?
Oh, yeah, okay. I think the technology for fixing China's air exists. You don't have to invent it. We already know how to do it. You just have to be willing to pay the price. So you don't need any startups to fix the pollution in China. You can do that already. If you're willing to pay the economic price, there's no new technology needed. We have about 5 minutes, according to my watch. 5 minutes. Okay.
And in your opinion, for those small companies, if they want to be succeed
Right.
in the new energy area, so how can they do? I mean, maybe you.
Say again. How can what?
How can they do?
Who's they?
The small companies.
How can they?
Yeah, startups.
How can the small companies what?
They want to be succeeding in the new energy area,
Right.
and maybe something you have just talked about sharing economy or something like this can help them to be successful.
Well, being successful in business requires many things, whether it's energy or chemicals or agriculture. The same ingredients are necessary. The same skills that you need to succeed in baking or restaurants or anything. It's the same skills you need to succeed with energy. It's not a special skill. It's the same ones.
So when we talk about the kilos of the
You would talk about the what?
the kilos, I mean the main the main thing to help them to be successful.
Then
For the small companies, the
Right.
startups,
Uh-huh.
you have just said they have many ways to be successful, but I want to know the main things.
I'm saying the same skills.
Yeah.
It's the same as in any industry. The skills for success are the same.
So do you think the technology is the main thing to help them, or just the internet?
No, it's business skills. They need to have business skills. Whether you're successful in business doesn't really depend on the technology. It depends on your business skills. Do you know how to raise money? Do you know how to hire people? Do you know how to organize your finances? Do you know how to ship on deadline? Business skills. Those are what makes a successful company.
But we know that most of them, I mean the small startups, don't have a clear business model.
Right.
They have just a way to see what
Right.
the next will be. So
Right.
what's your suggestion to them?
Yeah, that's why most of them will fail, right? So what's the success is to learn some business skills. Learn how to do business.
So among the technology and business scale, you think
Business is much more important.
much more important?
Yes.
Can you give me some examples about?
Sure. Well, there are lots of small startups that have a good idea, but they fail because they don't have good business skills.
Maybe they will hire someone that.
Right, but hiring is just part of it.
Okay, so between U.S. and China, in the startups in the energy area, what's the difference, in your opinion, between them?
I'm not that familiar with the
That's true.
energy sector. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I have really I have very little experience. So we have one more question.
One more question. So last, I want to know your opinion. So, you said that you don't have much more experience in the energy area, right? Mm-hmm. But you have many experience in the financial area. I think maybe you can talk about.
A little bit, but not much.
Uh-huh.
I don't. Excuse me. I have an interest in the trends in technology, but not so much in the business.
So at last, I want to know your suggestion to those innovation companies beyond. I mean, not just the energy energy area. Okay.
So I would suggest my advice to the young startups, whether you're in business or finance, energy, transportation, whatever, is that don't try to compete against the large established companies. Find an area that is not being served by very many people, and try to make something that you want yourself as a customer. Try to satisfy your own needs as a customer or as a business first. Find something valuable, and from there you try to grow it. And it's not very complicated, but it's very, very difficult. Okay. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure thing.
Can we take a photo and
Quickly?
Okay.